Hola, buenos días a todos. Bienvenidos a mi canal Unique Spanish Class. Dear friends, today I am going to teach you impersonal sentence in Spanish. So, impersonal sentence have a special feature, but the features are like this, based on which we can use the sentence very smoothly and easily. In this kind of sentence, in impersonal sentence, we have to remember one important thing, that in the impersonal sentence the subject verb agreement cannot be a pressure, especially for us. Whatever sentence we make, there is a matter of subject verb agreement, but in the case of impersonal sentence, this subject verb agreement cannot be an extra burden. So impersonal sentence doesn't have the defined subject. It can not contain any grammatical subject. Grammatical subject in the means the action indicated by verb is done by something or someone, some noun in the sentence. This is called grammatical subject. For example, if I say I learned Spanish, so I subject, learn verb. He learns Spanish, so he subject, learns verb. Suppose I learn Spanish, I learn Spanish, but if I say he as the subject, it becomes he learns Spanish. So we have to keep in mind that subject I when the verb becomes learn. When the subject he, then the verb becomes learns. The verb learn, in the first sentence we see learn is the verb, subject is I. In the next sentence, verb is learns, the subject is he. So learn in the first sentence, learns in the second sentence. In the first sentence, subject was subject I, in the next sentence subject he. So it means subject if changed, then verb will automatically change. So this is called subject verb agreements. But in the case of impersonal sentence, we don't have to think about the subject verb agreement. It always undefined, means subject is undefined. The action of the verb can be related to any kind of subject, grammatical subject. That can be I, that can be you, that can be he or others. So the verb is impersonal in this sense. That's why it is called impersonal sentence. But I learn, you learn, as I say, once again I am showing I learn, he learns. This is not impersonal. This is impersonal. This is not impersonal because the verb is changing according to the change of the subject. But in the impersonal sentence, this doesn't happen, because the verb of the impersonal sentence can be related to any kind of subject, grammatical subject. Suppose it's good to work. It is urgent. It is urgent to come. So here this can be called the first sentence, the second sentence, this can be called impersonal sentence. Good to work meaning thereby the work is good not only for you, not only for me, urgent, the coming is urgent not only for you, not only for me, it can be related to any kind of subject, no matter what is the subject. If the subject is I, so in that case also we can use it is good to work. If the subject is somebody else also, it is good to work. So meaning thereby the action can be related. What action? The action indicated by verb. Here the action to work. In this sentence the action is to come. So this come is, the coming is urgent for you, for me, for others. Here working is important to you, for me, for him or her. So this kind of sentence is called impersonal sentence. But here it is not impersonal. I learned. The learning is done by me. Learning is done by him. So he learned. The action of learning is related to some particular subject, as it is found in the sentence. In the first sentence the learning is related to I, related to the subject I, and the second sentence learning is related to this subject he. But here in this sentence the action indicated by verb working here, it is not related to any particular subject like I, he. It can be related to any subject. Here also the action coming, it can be also related to any subject. It's not that it is limited to a particular subject. So if I say it is urgent for me, suppose I am speaking to somebody else, I mention it is urgent to come. So in that case also I am indicating that it is urgent for me, but I am not mentioning me. It is good to work. Suppose mother is suggesting me, as I am lazy, mother is understanding that I am getting lazy day by day. So in a form of rule or suggestion, say it is good to work. So mother is indicating me that it is good for me to work. So this kind of sentences can be used indicating any subject. So this is called impersonal sentence. So this impersonal sentence we are going to learn in Spanish. How impersonal sentence is done in Spanish. So in Spanish there are so many forms of impersonal verbs. One of the most common impersonal sentences we are going to learn. I que, no hay que. By this kind of impersonal sentence we can indicate the sense of necessity, sense of suggestion, sense of duty. The sense here comes normally in the sense of, suppose in English we do have to, has to. Some form in English we do like this: have to, has to, followed by verb in normal form. Verb in normal form. So in Spanish also this I que, no hay que will be followed by normal form of verb. It will be also followed by normal form of verb, that is called in grammar infinitive. Normal form of verb. Normal form of verb. So always there is a sense of, as I showed, have to, has to, in the sense of should, in the sense of duty. The sense will be everywhere as a, you can take a note, the sense will be always a matter of duty, necessity, certainty, like this the sense will be there. So this is called impersonal sentence. For example, I am mentioning here some sentences. Suppose if I say it is necessary to go. So we can use this formula because it shows the necessity. So it is necessity, this is my necessity, it can be your necessity and others' necessity to go. So the subject is not limited to a particular one. That's why the same formula is coming, IK ir. If the sentence is you must learn Spanish. You must learn Spanish. The sense is impersonal. Though I am mentioning you, it means that it is necessary for you, it can be necessary for others, it can be necessary for me, necessary for other person. So here also the sense like this, hay que aprender. Hay que aprender español. I am mentioning that you, as I told, in the case of impersonal sentence, the subject can be related to anybody. It can be I, it can be you, it can be he, somebody else, because the subject is not determined, the subject is not defined all the time. So if there is mention also, then you can also, and if there is no mention, then you can also use this. Okay, so if impersonally we mention, suppose as a suggestion we are mentioning one thing among each other, we have to practice daily. So again also impersonally we can use this form, IK practicar, practicar cada día, hay que practicar cada día. So dear friends, this is a very easy structure when you don't have to think about the subject verb agreement. Everywhere have a look at the sentence. The verb is always in the normal form. In the first sentence, hay que ir. In the second sentence, hay que aprender. In the third sentence, hay que practicar. So verb is always used in the normal form. Only what you have to do, you have to logically use IK, and in the case of negative it will be no IK. Though I haven't yet mentioned a single not a single negative sentence, but if I mention, suppose from the same example I can show you. If it is not necessary, if we say it is not necessary to go, so then it will be what? It will be like this, no IK. I am using the small letter here, so no IK ir. So this is a very easy system and way of expression. And when you express something in using impersonal sentence, that will definitely help you to avoid the pressure of subject verb agreement, and also you can use it as a way of being fluent. So dear friends, so I think you have clearly understood this video, impersonal sentence. So I am going to finish this class very shortly. So impersonal sentence, keep in mind the subject is undefined and the sentence can be indicated, sentence can be used when the subject is I, you, whoever the subject, you don't have to worry about that. For any kind of subject in the impersonal way, you can also use this sentence. So it is very much easy for being fluent. So try to practice this thing and use whenever you find time. So I don't want to exceed the class anymore, so SOS para hoy. And finally, I hope who have already liked this video, please share it as early as possible. Subscribe my channel Unique Spanish Class as a condition that whenever new videos will be uploading, that will come to you, that will reach you as a notification, and you will be further benefited. So SOS para hoy, hasta luego, adios amigos.